Go.
Hello, and welcome
Hello
to Garblags
again.
Games. Welcome again. Apologies for our brief technical foul up there. My fault. Welcome to the Ask Us Anything for the 4 Garblags of the Garpocalypse. We're all here. Me, Matt, Millie, Ben, all raring to go. We've been asking people on our Discord to share questions with us that they have about the channel, about us, about... There's some weird stuff in there. We got into a Marmite discussion at one point, which was good. Marmite is awesome, and I think I'm the only Garblag on the Marmite team.
I've never had it, so I'm undecided.
Oh, you love it.
No, you have to have
Definitely,
you have to have a side, Matt.
Well,
All right, I'll buy some at the grocery store later today.
Why don't you go on the positive side, and then it's even Stevens across the 4 of us.
You could be wrong, like being a person who likes it is wrong, but you have to have an opinion.
I think we have it here. We have Vegemite. Let's see if they have Marmite.
That's not the same. That's a different kind of evil.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get into the Marmite Vegemite conversation, we've got the 4 of us here. We've got lots of questions. We can all go around and say hello again if you want. Matt, hi.
Hello.
Ben, hi. Millie.
Hiya.
We're running out of time, so we're going to get on with these questions, I think. So,
shotgun. Let's
go. Who's
in charge of?
You're the one with all the questions.
Oh, well, throw some questions in chat right now while we work this out.
Yeah,
we got one in chat right there.
Where are you all located? Yeah.
It claims to be on Amici asking that question, but I suspect the CIA.
Do you need my postcode and first line of my address?
Driver's license number.
I'm in St Albans in Hertfordshire in England in the UK.
Which passes for being a very, very old town with a Roman heritage, but is nothing when compared to the Roman heritage of the mighty Isle of Wight, where I reside.
I'm in the northwest UK. I'm in the wettest city in England. It's called Preston.
And they killed the Romans when they went there.
Yeah.
Matt, what's your relationship with the Romans like?
Non-existent. I'm in Calgary, Canada.
Nice.
Awesome. Oh. Do we have any others in the chat? Who's the oldest? Death Wish Dan. Cheeky question.
I'm 40.
I'm 40.
I'm 41. So Ben is the oldest.
I didn't know that. We learned something today, though.
Yeah, I am 45, 46. One of those.
Question mark?
What year is it? Yeah. It's 2021.
Yep.
So I must be 45.
All right,
okay.
I found
some questions. Me too. Yeah. So we've got some. I'll do one. Here we go. Gen2K, aka Lewis, who's been running Achtung Cthulhu recently on the channel, and Mouse Ritter, asks, "What's the average prep per Garblag for a game you're running?" Zero.
No, I have recorded, so I got 5 prep sessions for 15 hours. No, 15 games of the book of Mercy of the Watsits. So I did 5 prep sessions, so about 5 hours for a published adventure. I did less for some of the stuff, but that's about it. 5 hours.
It really depends on what you qualify as prep.
Yeah, because I was about to say not including reading the book.
Yeah. Well, I also do a lot of homebrew stuff.
Oh.
So, I'll put a lot of time into creating the World Mountain setting, and for me, it's kind of all prep for the show. But really, I'll prep a lot for the first session and have some ideas and there's a long shot. It's going in that direction. But it's going to hit players
there is a player dependency
straight away.
Because
so I want to
on who
prepare
you've
for what
got
they
as a
want to
player,
do.
some people you prepare more for. Some people there's no point in preparing anything for because they're going to steamroller over anything you prep, and you've just got to give them their head and just react. So
True.
I am naming no names.
They know who they are.
How about something like, because what I'm fascinated, the Masks of Nyarlathotep
Yeah.
is huge. Where do you start?
Huge.
What do you do with that?
So, okay, masks is different. So masks, I don't normally prep. Usually it's if I'm making a map an hour, if there's no maps, 30 minutes. Because I usually get a good idea of how much a group can get done after like session 1 or 2, and essentially like what's going to get their interest and how long it's going to take them. So I basically just prep for that and a little bit extra. Lazy dungeon master. But masks,
streamlined, I think is the right word. Yeah.
Masks, I bought the radio drama that was done by the HP Lovecraft Society, which is really good, really good. And I listened to that in my car while I was working. And then I read through the adventure, the different chapters, and it made it easier because I knew what to expect. I knew the flow, I knew the beats, I knew the locations, I knew the NPCs at that point. But I don't know, you can't do that with other adventures. So that one was a little different, and it took a lot of.
Yeah, I had to do a lot more prep for Enemy Within, you know, because there's certain story beats that you want to make sure you get in the right order and the right things. But yeah, no. Okay.
I think most prep has probably gone into, surprisingly, the most prep I've done has gone into the current Traveller game and the Vampire game that just went, because I wrote the settings for them and developed the settings so I knew what was going on in the world, even if I didn't know what was going to happen, so that I could react with the relevant people.
I did an article on GM preparation on the Patreon about 2 years ago, you know, and how, what do you classify as preparation? You know, is it specifically for that adventure, or is it the broader reading and the understanding of setting, etc.? You know,
a whole book of what's this? This is Monday Games plot book. There's my knockoff. Definitely not Ravenloft, but I definitely made. This is all games that have either happened or not happened. So I will scribble a lot of notes and stuff down. Some of them are just crap, though. You can open some of these random pages and there'll be some notes that make next to no sense whatsoever. They exist. Ding, next question.
Next question. All right. Should we all take turns asking questions? Does anybody else have a question prepped that they want to ask the other Garblags?
Well volunteered, Matt.
All right. Pat asked this. How did we all meet? I was thinking about that today. How did we all meet? I know I'll go first. I met Pete like 3 years ago, and it was with Dungeon Musings.
Yep.
Was with and we played a game together online.
We did. Zweihander.
Yeah. Yeah. It was many, many moons ago. It was right when I was starting streaming and my own channel and all that good stuff. How did the rest of us all meet?
I said, hey Matt, can I run a game on your other channel? And you went, yeah.
Of course. Yeah. This is
and
accurate.
That's where we then met as well.
And I went, oh look, let's go and make
hey.
And
then,
and then hey, come and run Tales from the Loop on our.
Do that thing on our channel.
Yeah.
And that's it. That I think it's not as an involved answer as everybody
and
would.
Ben, we've known each other for a while now, haven't we?
I've met Matt and Millie. We've never actually met.
No.
Yeah.
You know, Matt could be like 5'1" for all I know, and
not.
No, Matt's actually 6'7",
and Millie could be able to bench press an entire cow. I don't know.
No, I can't. I went to the gym on Thursday. I can't even put any weights on
I've
a
never
bar.
seen them in meat space, only virtually. Pete, I met when I lived in St Albans at the St Albans role-playing club that we had Monday nights in the pub there. And when you did your pub play game, didn't you?
Yes,
your
I
first
did.
recorded one, and I was off in a different corner of the pub running something else at the time. I think that might have been the one where I just said, I don't know what we're running yet, but it's going to be Pathfinder. You all throw in an idea and I'll make a world by next week.
Oh yeah. That was to give me 2 or 3 prompts and I'll spin something up. Yeah, and then
we moved into the garage. No, not the garage. First, it was Simon's spare room.
Well, I actually did some stuff in my shed first, and then we went into
I've
Simon's.
seen some of the
Shedcast.
I watched some of them on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Had a look.
Oh dear. And then we did it at Simon's. Simon in Alien and Woofrup Simon. His place in a spare room, and then I decided to do up my garage and kit it all out, and we did some in there, and then Ben moved away, and then came back another time, and it was sufficiently improved by the time they came back that it was a better experience at that point, wasn't it, Ben?
Yeah.
The first time we were just in like this kind of dark place with a little lamp, and it was pretty bad, and the sound was crap, and it's been a journey. And then when was it? Just when did I ask?
Last fall? I want to say summer, fall, maybe. That makes sense timeline wise when you reached out and had the idea.
Yeah. And I was like, hey, why don't we form the
Voltron with
unholy
Bad Boy.
union? Yeah.
We do this thing.
Yeah. I had to beg and plead and cry, and
And that was just to get Millie.
But yeah, no, and now it's going a bit crazy. It's cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah, I have a question to field.
All right.
Very early one from back in July. Draga Narodnik said, what's the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? The answer there is 11 meters per second. Thanks for asking.
Oh.
Next
question. All right. Okay.
Which Garblag would win in a jousting contest? Has just popped into the chat.
Jousting.
Can any of us ride a horse?
I can't ride a horse. No, I've never been on a horse.
I can.
I'm by shamanic agreement not allowed to ride horses.
I win then.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I win.
There you go.
Default.
Millie is the winner in the jousting contest.
I went to go to learn to ride a horse, and I couldn't fit one of the riding helmets on my head.
I went riding and it did not go well. And so I made a deal with the horse that if it promised not to kill me, I would never ride again. And the horse stayed true to its promise and didn't kill me. So I may never ride again.
They're big, aren't they, those horses?
Yeah, I went riding once because we used to go as kids, and my cousin, there's a strap that goes around the tummy of the horse, the girth strap, and he didn't tighten it, so he literally did that thing where he slid around and fell off. That was brilliant. That's
brilliant.
one of my, yeah. I'm just sorry. I'm going
to
to
avoid the ones where we get asked to pick our favorite player or favorite show or because picking favorites just never,
We love all of our children equally.
Exactly.
I'm just getting through the Marmite.
Yeah, there's the Marmite section.
The action figures, no, sadly not yet. Give us time.
Questions in chat that people want to fire at us.
What's that one? No.
That's a long Marmite war, wasn't it?
It was a long Marmite war of 2021.
Oh God, I'm still in the biscuit war.
Oh, there's a good one in the chat there. Game systems you each look forward to playing next.
Ooh.
Dodeca,
that was good fun.
Dodeca! Hey, Matt, thank you.
I don't know about systems, because I feel like whichever one I'm gonna say, it's gonna be a derivative of the Year Zero engine, because that seems to be what
game. Then how about game?
But I am really looking forward to the next part of Coriolis. Like I am looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Like having read the book again and going back to like some of the stuff we did in the first book. Now I'm like, yeah. The kind of thing. I love
it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, I'm very much like, and then obviously because I live with Graham, because he's my husband, and that's what you do sometimes if you want. You don't have to.
Not always.
Not
Yeah.
always. He's like, what about if I wanted to do this? And you go, sure. Just stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to Mercy the Icons Part 2, Thingy Thingy. That's what I'm
We're all
looking forward
past the, are you sure you want to do that phase of our GMing careers, aren't
Yeah.
we? Like,
to. Mhm.
you
Yeah.
said it.
All right.
Yep. Make that dice pool. Oh, 27 dice. Yeah, cool. Go for it. Yeah, it's great.
Bees. Oh, bees. Okay.
Bees.
You want to do bees? Okay,
Crack
let's do
on.
bees.
What am I looking forward to running next? I am not sure. System-wise, I'm having a look at Hardwired Island, which looks like a simple D6 cyberpunk game set in the distant year of 2020. Or I wouldn't half mind running a quest game, which has got the world's easiest system. It's 1d20 and it either works or it doesn't.
I bought Quest last year and I haven't even read it.
I've only got the PDF because it was never available hard copy in the UK, which is one of the things that's stopping me running it at the minute.
It's true.
Has it not toppled D&D yet?
Not yet. I heard a rumor that it's going to be a DD killer. It's a 5e killer. That's what the.
It came out in the same week as the big
Hilarious.
controversy things with D&D, and
Yeah.
a
And it's
couple
like,
of
this is
big
gonna
shows
take its
made a
place.
big
It's like,
deal of
oh,
moving
wow.
over to it, and everybody went,
I'm quite looking forward to being a player in
Oh.
Delta Green.
yes.
Coming up
Ooh.
soon on Garblags Games.
Yeah. Who's
I've been
running
reading
that?
this and it's fantastic. That's what I'm.
Don't read it all if you're playing.
I'm not reading the
No,
adventure.
you need to read the book. Are you playing? Which adventure are you playing?
Don't know. Jeff was gonna do Mr. Frost or something like that, but I don't. He might not run it now. It's not quite what he was looking for, so it's gonna be a surprise.
Oh,
That's exciting. I love Delta Green. I love Delta Green.
someone has said, "What's Delta Green?" in the chat.
Delta Green is people.
No, it's not.
It's people, I tell you.
It's
It's
people.
people.
Gosh, that's an old reference.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth the
Great
Hex is
film.
close there. It's like X-Files meets Cthulhu. That's a good way to put it.
Eventually,
Yeah, X-Files meets Cthulhu. I like in Delta Green, like, the thing that always makes me laugh is, like, experienced characters aren't as useful as you think.
yeah.
Because I was running a Delta Green campaign with some friends, and we had one character who'd made it all the way through. And there was a lot of moments where we were like, look, you need to stay in the car, and can somebody lock him in? Because if he goes and has this conversation in the police station, he's just going to murder everybody when they don't answer her properly. Because he was just so psychologically broken. Like, if the police didn't comply with and give him the answers, which he wouldn't have got because he was just it wasn't his jurisdiction, he couldn't get it. They're like, no, we need a new player. Character needs to go away so we can have a functioning human here. Because these guys are all just, what do you mean you can't tell me where this person is? Right, bang, who's going to answer the question? Because they
Conspiracy experts a bit like that as well.
yeah, just broken humans trying to stop terrible things happening by doing terrible things is what the end of the campaign was. It was.
That's the best way to sum up Delta Green. I've played it once, and that's what it was as well.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. What are you looking forward to, Pete? Did we find out? Dodeca?
Dodeca, obviously. I'm, slightly biased. Oh, where's that little book gone? Oh, look, it's over here.
Wow.
I'm looking forward to Woofrup, Traveller, and Alien. I've kind of, there's kind of like, as I've been talking about with you guys, there's like series of games I want to kind of set up to like loop through and like do recurring parts of. I'm really looking forward to Pathfinder on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because we've done a bit of that, and I really want to get into it. And I'm tempted to do little separate videos, like 10-minute videos, which are like, here's what I'm planning on doing in the next session, and then do the session, and then the one after I go, right, 5 minutes of how did they fuck it all up, and then 5 minutes of what am I going to do in the next session.
Sweet, so we
kind
can
of
both
things,
cheat
just to
and get groats.
No, that would be for patrons. and then released later, for other people. But that's just an idea, like a lunchtime, I can just capture like 10-20 minutes of what I'm thinking about and my experience with Pathfinder, because I haven't played a lot of Pathfinder 2, but I really like it. It's it's pretty kind of chunk, there's a lot of stuff in there, and the books can be pretty full on when you first look at them, but once you get the hang of how the system works, you're like, actually this is really useful, really all the information is right there in front of you. So what's playing it, and I'm looking forward to using the World Mountain setting. So
next question, what are we going to go for here? I saw a good one in chat. I might have to scroll up and find it again, but it was like, what is the first RPG everybody played? What was your first go? You remember?
Redbox D&D.
Redbox D&D?
AD&D, second ed.
Yeah, AD&D second edition.
Yeah, ditto, actually, yeah, second edition. I remember the first session, I still remember it well, because we rolled character stats, and we did them in order, and the first one I did was great, because I rolled 3 6s, and apparently that was brilliant, and then you rolled the percentile dice, and they were all zeros, which was fabulous. And I remember at the time being like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
But the GM, Michael, our GM, was just like, oh! And like his brother was like
1800 strength. Yeah. Crazy systems.
Yeah, 18.
Gauntlets of ogre power.
Mm-hmm.
Girdle of giant strength. Hammer throwing. Boom.
Yeah.
I was a cleric, and I was 8, and my dad had bought the Redbox D&D set for his 3 sons who were fighting each other in the house and playing with Warhammer figures. And when he went to buy some more Warhammer figures, he saw this box set and brought it home for us. And I played a cleric because he looked like my Uncle Dave.
Nice.
I was 8, and I don't really remember much of it, but we got the dungeon tile. Do you remember the old dungeon tile things? Dungeon floor plans in like a little box as well. And they went missing one year. My dad had taken them all and built a big wooden structure with them all.
Oh, that's
stuck in with walls and doorways and stuff. And we came down on Christmas morning that year, and it was in the lounge, like this huge 5x5. It was massive, probably 4x4, not 5x5. I was a bit smaller then.
Small.
But when we opened it up, it was like, oh my god! And then we just like played in that for ages. But yeah, basically, D&D, and then Woofrup, and then Marvel superheroes.
Oh, nice. Nice.
We played AD&D second edition when I was 12. So probably the same year that you started playing then.
Mm-hmm.
And I played a female elven ranger. And
Nice.
I didn't know anything about D&D. So when we came across a dragon, I figured you were supposed to fight them because it was called Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to shoot it, and we died at first level.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm still trying to be clever about it. I tried to shoot it in the eye while it was asleep.
Oh, it was, yeah. That's good. Good plan.
Cool. But what was your Thaco?
Jeez.
Come on.
Jeez, Thaco.
I don't remember.
Man, that just sounds like on the chart on the bottom of the character sheet that you had to
the
go
old charts were
at the bottom to work out, right, my thingy is this and they have got that. All right,
you
so
had printed character sheets.
Yeah.
Luxury.
With a little battle chart in the early one, and you wrote in all the numbers.
Yeah, it was scrappy bits of notepaper for us all round.
Yeah, wow. Gosh. I saw one from a first-time user and registered AI, which kind of leads into what they're asking about. Any plans to do another cyberpunk series? Matt, didn't you run like cyberpunk for us?
I did. Yeah, I did a one-shot. I could do another one if there's interest in it.
We also did a Carbon 2185.
That's right.
Yeah.
We did four. I think it was 4 episodes of that. I loved that. I loved the prep more for that because I did loads of maps and stuff, and I really got into it, and I could do like proper mapping stuff, which is part of what I do as my job. So I kind of got a bit into it, and I was like, oh yeah, I can make some cool city maps with transit lines and all this kind of stuff. And then it's like, oh, calm down, Pete.
I like that. I was wondering, like, I am a massive Netrunner fan. Like, anybody remember Android Netrunner, the card game?
FFG.
I used to be a judge for that when it was FFG. I used to
cool.
run nationals, UK nationals. The last one there, the last round we played to Frank Sinatra, and we were all just like, it's the end of it. But the FFG Genesis system, you can run Netrunner in that, and I would really like to give a go at that because there's some good published adventures that when you start you kind of just go left from.
And Genesis is such a good system.
But if you hold out for a few years, aren't Wizards of the Coast releasing? Didn't they get the license back to do Netrunner card game?
I don't know whether it would be the same. Like,
and then they might go, well, now what we'll do is we'll release a source book for 5e.
I know. No.
6e. They're not doing 6e anytime. Not for a while. Not for a while.
WotC recently announced the return of Netrunner. There you go.
Oh, right. Okay. Maybe.
Yep.
Maybe. But yeah, it was the asymmetric stuff I loved in that card game. Anyway, okay, go on. LPGs.
Asymmetric gameplay is cool in card games.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Here's a fun little one from the Discord. Malcolm Fett asked, what entertainment IP that already exists, TV, movies, comic books, whatever, books, do you think would make a great tabletop RPG that doesn't already have one that you know of? Millie, you're up.
Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah.
Fun.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's the good one.
You instead of just Sam Beckett, you have maybe 3 or 4 characters that stepped into the quantum accelerator, and each week you play a new thing. So you don't need
Quantum Leap, the next generation.
Yeah. So because otherwise it's just it'd work well for like two or 3 players because you'd have like your Sam Beckett and then your Ziggy and then maybe. But in order to kind of keep it focused, you could have like 2 characters in the thing and then your Ziggy character or your Ziggy class, if you will.
You always have Al. Al will always show up and guide you a little bit, give you little hints and nuggets along the way.
Yeah,
Ziggy was just the calculator.
Yeah,
that's it. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. But yeah, Quantum Leap, and then it doesn't matter if you want to do whatever system you want. You can, whatever genre you want, you can just leap into it. I really want to play. Or maybe if you're lucky, you could leap into that next week. You just need to solve this problem, kind of thing.
Got to be within everyone's collective lifetimes, and then you can like leap into that time zone, can't you?
Yeah.
You can even be a chimpanzee.
You could.
I love that show. I watched a lot of that with my mum.
Which one?
Quantum Leap.
Oh yeah, Quantum Leap. Sliders would also work for that. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
kind of the same.
But
Sliders had a role-playing game, didn't it?
Did it? Oh,
I think it did. I'm not sure.
Cool.
I've been wrong in the past. It happened once in 1984.
Order one.
Someone Google it quick. But yeah, Quantum Leap.
When was Ben wrong?
Anyone else? What else?
Mine would be Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh,
you can play a Hong Kong Cavalier. They're just as interesting or as exciting as Buckaroo himself. They'll complement him. So you could make little entourage and go on all kinds of crazy missions. That's my number one.
An interesting film.
I hated it when I first watched it, and I love it. I love that movie so much.
Oh, I know. I'm such an idiot.
Big Booty.
Camp musicals. I would love for there to be like a Rocky Horror picture show RPG, or Zydrake comes in a little blue vial. Little blue vial. What's it called? Veronique will get it in a minute. Repo. Genetic opera. Like a campy musicals, semi sci-fi B movie kind of thing. I would love that. That would be amazing.
Nice.
Demolition Man RPG.
Oh.
Once bit.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be
You
fun.
can scream and dive through the air firing a machine gun while something explodes behind you.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a
Miscreant!
skin, like
Lay
licking
down
or
on the
something.
floor. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No page in the rule book should explain how the 3 seashells work.
No.
I'd want like a menu for cornbread before instructions on how the 3 seashells work.
Yeah. You don't deliberately not in there.
Cornbread.
Absolutely.
Cornbread. What else? More questions. Let's find more questions.
Yeah, who's on deck for a question?
Now there was a
what's
big
the
stack. Wasn't there?
raunchiest table you've ever attended been
Oh,
like?
blimey.
Yeah, sorry, this is a
I mean,
Pat
role-playing
That was a
table.
Pat question. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't
Role-playing
think it has to
table.
be about the table. I think maybe more about the game. So have you ever been in like a slightly more raunchy game? Come on, let's push some boundaries.
I was
here.
in a 7th Sea game a long time ago, which had some romantic elements. My character wasn't involved in them. I was playing. I can't remember much about 7th Sea. I was like the Russian guy, who was a bit more like stoic, kind of warrior type. But there was a lot of, chandeliers swinging, sweeping people off their feet, that kind of stuff. Which, it was good fun. It was lots of daring do and fun, but yeah.
Because I have never been in a particularly raunchy game. I mean, one game had the introduction was certainly X-rated, but it was also a vampire game and had Tamichi vampires in, so that's kind of to be expected. But never really happened. I mean, the closest to that, other than that, is the old 12-year-old games where a bunch of girls with charisma 18 come in and you have sex. Giggle, giggle, giggle.
Yeah.
I haven't really had
no X-rated. No. Yeah.
No.
Sorry, Pat. We're all
sorry.
just
really
boring.
dull answers on
vanilla
that.
players.
Well, there was this one time. No. One
Look.
time at D&D camp.
Yeah. No, I've just checked users in chat, and Lily the Dice Goblin is in there. So I should kind of not answer that question for just general.
Yep.
Either way, never
Yep.
know. Never know.
That's good.
Um.
Have a look.
A Sharadel. What mundane thing became an absolute meme in any game?
Well, you have an unfair advantage on that one.
Yeah,
Lily.
I think Millie's got that one.
Yeah, you own that.
I wonder what they're suggesting. Is it fridges? Fridges falling on people, just.
Or is it Musicola?
Or is it
tough to pick one, isn't it?
Flavored drinks, yeah. Gosh.
In Warhammer, I had a thing where Simon's character, no matter what happened in combat, if anything got like disemboweled, the blood would spray over his character. So he would always get showered in blood, and often like it would skip over someone and hit him, that kind of thing. It was like, oh, and Alvin's covered in blood, and he's like, yeah, okay. So yeah.
Favorite snack while you're doing RPGs in person or online? I don't snack when I'm online because we're running and are talking and I'm
nudge.
In person, peanut M&Ms. Those are a must.
Ooh, peanut M&Ms are nice.
I like crispy M&Ms.
Yeah.
Or Twiglets.
Twiglets. Marmite Twiglets. It's disgusting, Matt. You don't need them. You don't need to go there.
They're fantastic. They look like twigs. They literally look like twigs covered in Marmite.
They're just like straight pretzel sticks, like tiny pretzel sticks.
Yeah,
somebody swept a forest
covered in a yeast extract.
Satan's own poo.
Yeah.
What do I eat when I'm trying to think? I don't eat that. No, popcorn. We eat a lot of popcorn. That's good. I don't know. But
no, I tend not to eat when I'm gaming. I mean, I'm fairly biscuitarian, so if I'm going to eat something, it's going to be biscuits.
Yep. Rich teas with a nice cuppa, a little bit of a dunk.
Why?
Oh yeah.
The world has moved on from rich teas. We have better biscuits now.
Not for dunking.
Yes,
They're
for
designed
dunking.
for perfect dunking in a
The
cup of tea.
hobnob
That's why they're called
creams
rich
are
teas.
the best for dunking because they have the absorbency of a hobnob.
Too much
the
residue
sweetness
in
of
your
the
tea.
cream in
It's
the
too
middle.
much residue in your tea. At the end, when you do that last bit of your tea, you get
You're not supposed to drink the last bit of your tea, though.
silt. It's like, yeah. Anyway, sorry. yeah, Onamichi, not the American biscuits. We're talking.
I mean, you can
biscuit-
dip
actual
scones in your
biscuits.
tea if you want.
Yeah, you could do.
Dumplings
We do
in
have
your
scones
tea.
with tea, don't we? High tea.
You don't,
you know.
yeah,
High
but you don't
tea, yeah.
dunk them.
No.
Hobnob sounds like
No.
something you should see a doctor for. Well, that
Hobnobs,
too.
not hot knob.
Yeah.
Not hot knob.
No.
That's Home Alone, isn't it? Hot knob.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Depends how long you've been home alone for, really.
Oh. Good night, everybody.
Let's have a look at these. There's a big list of stuff.
I know,
So
there's
many.
so many. We're basic
What's your
things.
favorite monster? And from which system is it, and why?
Knowles in 5e, because I can always wreck a party with Knowles. Doesn't matter what level they are. They
Nice
can
choice.
walk through anything and everything, but a good pack of Knowles always takes down at least one.
For some weird reason, and I don't know why this is, because generally I'm quite a clean person who doesn't like yucky things, but I really like Otyughs.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
D&D. They're like one of my favorite monsters because they're really versatile. You can use them at low level, you can use them at high level, you can be clever with them, you can be dumb with them.
Mm-hmm. I asked the question, so you've got to answer it, Millie.
Do you know what?
The darkness between the stars.
Between the stars.
No,
yeah.
actually, I was just thinking one of my one of my favorite write-ups of a monster was a Delta Green. It was in Delta Green, and they started Cthulhu, and you get to the line where it goes, "How many hit points has it got?" And it's just infinite. That was the bit. It was like,
Yeah.
you can't kill it. Infinite.
Accurate.
Accurate kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite one to use. The Strahd
Let's all quick grow
zombies.
philosopher beards to go, well,
Yeah.
actually, the true monster is man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Strahd zombies in Ravenloft are good because then you
Strahd zombies.
So they're slightly different from normal 5e zombies. When you hack off a limb or you hit them, that limb keeps going. So,
Cool.
so rather
Like
than
it.
it falls over, it gets back up. It falls over, it gets back up. This one's I've hacked it up and now there's a leg trying to kick me and the head is on the floor trying to bite me and it's just it's just, I like them.
I have a hard on for hobgoblins. I don't know why. I just think
That's
they're really
hobgoblins,
cool.
not hobnobs this time round.
Yeah. I like hobgoblins, and they are a big feature in the World Mountain setting. And one of my favorite monsters is a blue dragon.
Ooh.
Blue dragons.
Blue dragons are the best dragons.
Blue dragons look when they're, because they're all stylized slightly differently. I really like the look of the blue dragon, and I like the desert caves. The light. I like the fact they breathe lightning. It's just very different. It feels, yeah.
Hot noblins.
Yeah.
Should we do some? Let's
Sounds
do some
good.
lightning round questions. People just little one answer questions. Put them in the
Okay.
chat, and we'll get through them. Pat asked another one here. It's easy. What's your favorite board game?
June, I haven't even played it yet.
It's not easy. You can't see my shelves. I've got hundreds of board
I know.
games
I know. Same here behind me.
here.
My real answer is Talisman, and I know lots of people will hate that answer, but it has a real nostalgic thing. We used to play it as a family, and I have a real connection to my youth with that game. I know all of its flaws, and yet I love it still. There are better games.
Oh, it's a good game.
It's not
It's a
what
good
I
game,
think is
Millie.
the best game, but my favorite game, probably that.
Resistance, this battered box.
Great game.
I like your weird elastic band thing. That's cool.
Yeah, I bought them at Essen.
Mm?
Overpriced elastic bands because it came in a board gamers package.
Rubber jock straps used to tie up.
Yeah. But I've played this game so much.
Sorry,
I've
been drinking and I'm
laminated
tired.
all the
nice.
things. I've got like these are the success and like this is like I've made it so organized with all the different things. This is a different, but I love this game.
So much fun.
I love this game. The Sergeant token, the Sergeant expansion. Oof, spicy. That's my favorite board game.
I don't actually really like
Can
board
someone
games
clip
all
that?
much.
Could someone clip that bit of Millie just holding that little card and going, oof.
Spicy. Spicy.
You don't play that many board games, Ben? What about
I'm
you
not
like
a big fan. I
Monopoly
find
or
them too
something?
restrictive. Because board games was something that was kind of enforced upon us. This is a game you will play with the family and you will have fun. Whereas role playing was like, it's open world, do your thing. And I really like that.
Looking at games around me, I'd say for me, Eldritch Horror, but it's quickly being dethroned by Mansions of Madness.
Yeah,
My wife and
both
I
good
play.
games.
She'll always play those games whenever I'm like, let's play these. So we have a really good time playing both
I
of
do
those.
quite like those ones actually that have like the board is completely modular each time you play. So you stack out cards and then what room goes down might be different to the last time you played.
And the story can change.
Yeah.
In the, for the mission and stuff. I've played Mansions of Madness. That's a good game. You never win, but it's a good game.
No. No.
But it's all about how close did we get to averting the end of the world.
We have beaten Eldritch Horror. It's easier, but still, and it's like a 4 to 6 hour game, and it comes down to that last round every time.
That's good.
I have played the Arkham Horror card game set, and it's excellent.
There's a video of it on the channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we played it in the garage studio a long time ago with a top-down camera, so you could see it all going on. It was a bit dark, so it wasn't great, but we were figuring things out. Formative years.
Lightning round. Aaron Upchurch, favorite superhero. Go.
Iron Man. I collected all the comics when I was younger. I liked the idea of the knight and the armor and all that kind of stuff. So, there were sort of, it was cool.
Does it have to be a superhero? Because I was going to say Sinister Dexter from 2000 AD, but they're not superheroes and it's two people. I think I got it wrong. Good
choice, though.
Yeah, I love that comic.
I really like the Doctor from The Authority.
Oh, that's a good pick. A good book. Marvel, The Thing, see Captain Marvel, and Dark Horse Hellboy. There you go.
Hellboy, yeah.
And out of the three of those, which one is the top?
The Thing.
Ooh.
The Thing.
The Thing.
Nice.
Ever loving blue-eyed thing. It's clobbering time. That's right.
It's clobbering time.
Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
And now we know
not
who's
Spider-Man.
the Fantastic Four out of who's the Thing in our version of the Fantastic Four.
Yep.
Yeah. What's the next lightning
I
round
always thought
question?
Matt would be Human Torch.
No.
I can just imagine you shouting "Flame on."
I think Melly might be the Human Torch because she's the one with the hair for
Red
it.
hair. Yeah.
Looking for
CG.
Are there any RPGs that you have not had a chance to play on the channel yet, but you would like to?
Let me look at my bookshelf.
Pick one. Pick one that you'd like to. I can see my books behind me. That's probably quite helpful. I would love to play Legend of the Five Rings.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I would like to do a winter court. Like it's all locked down, like a castle's all locked down, winter court. Politics leading up to murder, death, kill. No, that would be cool.
I think
Worldwide Wrestling. That's one I want to get on the channel badly.
Nice.
Amber. I want to play Amber.
Oh, cool.
You don't
It's
play
very,
Amber.
very old and probably means nothing to most people, but it's such a cool game and lots of fun to play. Or Conspiracy X.
Yeah,
It
that's
sounds
great.
like that's been replaced by Delta Green, so I might have to just get Delta Green at some point and play that instead.
There was a thing I backed during Zine Quest that I have not yet had a chance to play. It wasn't Dodeca. It wasn't Matt's Wild West, because you've not finished it, and it wasn't Descendants of Darkness, because also that's not finished yet. It is Project Cassandra, which is like Cold War psychics that predict and you literally predict the future. And it starts by saying you've had a vision. Like the GM asks like 4 or 5 questions, like you've had a vision of this. What did it look like? Or in your vision, there was a person in a diner. Tell me the emotion they're feeling. And then somebody else answers the next question. And you set up this prediction, and then you play out how it actually happens. And that's the thing.
That is really cool.
And it's
This is a good point. City of Mist. I also want to give that a go.
Oof. Yeah. Gosh. But yeah, Project Cassandra, because it reads really well. I want to see if it lives up to, because the reading of the book, sometimes you're like, that's awesome. And then you get it to the table and you go, it was mediocre. I want to see it be awesome. Yeah, there we go. I had an answer.
Cool.
Hi says, what's your favorite animals?
Favorite animal?
Like real world animal.
Yeah.
Animal?
Hang on,
Animal.
what?
T-Rex.
Any kind of animal. Sorry, I was momentarily.
Don't upset the biologist, please.
No, I was
Triceratops.
momentarily singing the Beast Boy part of the Teen Titans movie.
Bears for me.
Bears.
We
Dogs,
got lots of bears here.
dolphins, triceratops.
Ooh. Bears, dogs, Ankylosaurus.
Ankylosaurus is a close second for me. They are very cool, but triceratops is, triceratops.
I don't know.
I like pangolins.
Oh yeah, pangolins.
And I know that puts me like in the cool kid club with like Nye and Veronique, but I really do like pangolins. They're so awesome. They're like little dinosaur tanks, but they're not.
They are very cool.
Frog. I don't know. A frog. I'm not bothered about animals.
Fair?
Yeah.
When will you guys get started on world domination? We already have.
Has it not begun? I thought we were doing
Yeah,
it.
we're like a year into world domination now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get a move on.
It's not a quick process.
That's true.
Slow and steady wins the race.
We've come a long way as well since having to go online.
Yeah.
So it's been an interesting, kind of touches on another. How is playing online different from playing in person? Which do you prefer? Both have benefits.
They definitely both have benefits. Like, I appreciate, so I play lots of this. I play lots of 5e. And I have really, over the past, year, appreciated the ability to open my laptop, set up a game, and that's it. I didn't have to pack a bag with, this and hope somebody else brought some of this. And also spend 20 minutes going, if you haven't brought your character sheet, I haven't remembered it. I don't know what special treasure you've got. I gave it to you. I gave the magic. What does it say on the thing? That kind of stuff.
Well, that's why we always did. I always did. Give me your character sheets at the end of the session, unless you're doing something with them special.
Now, I take umbrage with the people expecting a GM to. No,
take pictures of your character sheets so you can look at it when you go home.
Because I deal with the whole world, and if you're coming to a game, it's just that little bit of.
One thing you could do is bring your character sheet.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I often think though I'm definitely going to be there, and I'm going to bring all this stuff.
So And I get sometimes, like, I know, like, I've played Adventure League and I've run Adventure League, and sometimes it's really tempting to say, I'm going to take all these character sheets in because I don't want the 20 minutes to start the next game. Also, there are some players, and especially in games like Adventure League, which is the organized play of D&D, who are just tempted to go home and just take the rubber and just put a 1 in front of the 8.
That is another reason why we did it.
Yeah.
We had a bit of cheating go on, and it was like, okay, character sheets will go to the GM.
So
And
I
it's
get
just always
that.
been.
Yeah, but I get really like, no, I'm not bringing it if you can't manage.
Different
to do
though.
this.
When we had the studio,
Mhm.
everyone left their character sheets because they're coming to the studio to film.
Yeah.
So it's all there, and
Mhm.
if you need to take it home because you want to like look into your level up and your stats and stuff or a thing, fine. But it was generally like, okay, we'll all leave the stuff behind, so it's all safe.
Yeah.
And it goes over on the shelf.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
fun.
but online has saved Garblag games.
I do prefer online. Meeting in person is great, but it can get very stale. Whereas because of online, we've got players from all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
We've run games with people in up to 4 countries at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Whereas if you're just playing at home, then it's only people within driving range, and quite often only people within a very limited driving range of a shared meeting space or your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then there's the additional potential burden of hosting, tidying up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I find there's a lot of waste of time. Also, people show up and they just chit chat for an hour, then you play, and then there's a break, and you play again. Play online, like we're playing a solid 2 hours. There's no breaks. We get together, we role play, we have a good time. Person, it's all like, what did you do
I don't know.
week?
Filming in the studio, we'd have like 10 minutes of, like, hey, how you doing? Right, okay.
Go.
Shut up.
But that's a difference. That's a difference though between recording a game.
Yeah, exactly, and just playing a game. Yeah.
Because
but I haven't played a game. I've played one role-playing game in the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's not recorded.
Mm-hmm.
One session of a game.
And I killed it.
I don't do any role-playing outside of the channel.
No.
I just don't have any other free time to do that. So yeah, that's been my experience, so
yeah.
Also, not everyone who enjoys the hobby has the same standard of personal hygiene.
Yeah, that's true.
Is a consideration.
Luckily, we don't have that problem on Garblag games.
No, everybody smells of flowers and sweeties.
Mm-hmm.
Sweeties.
Sweeties.
I cover myself in sherbet dib dab before I come round.
Mental note to self: bring fire ants to Pete's next actual game.
Yeah.
Lavender, says Asman.
It's not talcum powder. It's sherbet dib dab.
Oh man, they used to be my favourite sweets. Sherbet dib dab ice lolly recently. That was brilliant.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Lewis is suggesting that you cover yourself in hobnobs.
Hobnob chrome.
Fill myself with hobnobs. That's what I tend to do.
Be exfoliating at least.
Out.
Yeah.
Favorite non-RPG books? I don't read. Outside RPG books, I don't know. I don't really read books.
The Mars trilogy by Kim Stanley Robinson. That's a fantastic sci-fi series because they develop gerontological treatments that mean people can live for like 300 years. So it turns into like a generational story, and they see the whole terraforming of Mars, and it's really well done, really nicely done. So that's one sci-fi series that I'd. Mars is awesome. Aaron Upchurch. Aaron, you know your shit. Greg Egan as well. Does some like books where I'm just like reading it, going, I don't know what I just read. I'm gonna have to read it again. Permutation City and Diaspora and off.
You see that?
What's it called?
You see that?
Yeah.
Chuck Palin. I can't say his surname. That's why I brought it up.
Alan Wake.
Yeah, that's Survivor. So this is the dude who wrote Fight Club, but this is not the Fight Club book. This is my third copy of this book. I love it. I just love it. So it's about a dude who is a survivor of a cult, and he ends up like hijacking a plane, and there's a couple of twists in it that I can't tell you, but this is one of my favorite books ever.
Aldo's just said Adrian Tchaikovsky, which is very true. He's a very good author, and I used to LARP with him, and he's a top bloke as well. But he took a year off from work to write his first book and never looked back.
The insect flavored fantasy one. Yeah. I haven't read them because
personally, I really like at the minute. My favorite authors at the minute are Brandon Sanderson, who is an amazing writer and really fixed the Wheel of Time at the end there when it was starting to get a little bit wobbly.
After a million pages. And I really like N.K. Jemisin. She's an amazing author. She really understands the whole emotional side of human interaction really well, and the ways in which the interplay between people works.
Nice.
I've got two more.
Read comics. Favorite comic storyline: Dark Knight Returns.
Hmm?
There you go. I don't read books. Sorry, guys.
Peter F. Hamilton. More sci-fi. And Pat, if you haven't read Reality Dysfunction, I suggest you do. I think you'll like it. And who's the other one? Robin Hobb.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Robin Hobb's an interesting one.
Not the assassin stuff. I like the live ship traders more than the
live ship
stuff.
traders. It was particularly what I was thinking of in the interesting side of things, because it's a really clever way of storytelling, because they shift the perspective in each book. So while in the first book, one of the characters might be portrayed as an irredeemable bad guy with absolutely no chance of ever being anything other than an evil bad guy, in the second book, it's written from their perspective.
Yeah.
And they're a really, really sympathetic character.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Assassin's Apprentice stuff. That was really cool. But just the live ship traders was just a bit different. Different enough to be like, oh, this is cool. It's still the same world, but it's like we've gone over here, we've done something very different.
Twists as well.
Yeah, great twists.
Were much better in live ship traders.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed those. What else we got? Millie, what? Well, you've done your book. What, have you got any more questions? You got any more questions?
I don't know. I can look at the list really fast.
Chat's just mostly talking to themselves instead of asking questions at this point. Everybody's enjoying the conversation, which is good.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Talking about.
What setting would you prefer to live in if you could trans-dimensional teleport to one?
Oh no, Star Wars.
Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
It's good place.
There you go.
I know. I think I would like to go to the loop. I can't do it.
Can I change my physical form when I do it? I don't think I'm really prepared for like entering the Age of Sigmar world, or even Woofrup, or
you get a year to prep.
Oh, okay, cool. Right.
A year to prep. There we go.
I'd still fuck it up.
Yeah, I think
it'd be 11 months of going. Yeah, I've got time.
Given my current state, the only one I'd be safe in would be Star Trek.
But Pete, if you didn't prep, you would be actually living the Woofrup stuck, because everybody's fucked in that
That's
world.
True. Everybody's
fucked. Be living.
Star Trek is a good one. I'm a massive Trekkie, and I would love to be in Star Trek.
The safest one to go for. Just put me in the Federation. I'll be random citizen number 3.
Yeah.
I'll live in a nice, safe little Federation backwater
with
and
a
get everything for free.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good one. Yeah. Star Trek. Nice.
Got an anti-jazz revolution or something.
Rifts. I'd love to live in the Rifts world. It's just fucking crazy. Just like, what?
And if you got modded to the level of being able to function in that environment, that's a different story. In which case, I'd probably go for I've just forgotten what they're called now. Sci-fi author, computer ship minds, super intelligent.
Ian M. Banks.
Ian M. Banks.
Yeah, again, good stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, there's the big names that
Yeah,
Terry Pratchett is another awesome.
Discworld, living in Discworld would be all right. I think I could manage that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
But also horrifying.
Yeah.
Okay, when playing games, how do you pick the character you want to play?
I don't. Min-max. No, I don't. I don't know. Whatever appeals to me, which I know isn't always the popular opinion because it is not the min-max build. I know I've tried games and people have told me that's not what you should be playing if you're this.
Now, if we need a healer.
Yeah.
That's what appeals to me. That's what I want to play.
Yeah. I enjoy systems that have random character generation. Like I'll roll with the dice. I'll see what I've cut. Like I know. So we played
Anyone in particular you could think of?
Exclamation mark Dodeca. So like the Woofer character, like Brucey, we played for the thing. So I want to make Bruce Forsyth as an RPG. That's the character I'm playing. But I particularly enjoy the idea of that's what they want to be, but this is what they are, and I like that, like that life, that sort of thing. And like Karen, I wanted to be like a gun mum, and I ended up being an old prisoner woman. I'll roll with that. That's great fun. So I know what I want, but I enjoy the ones that kind of say, no, do this. So
I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, I prefer to bespoke a character and tinker and tailor it to exactly what I want to be. But I will quite often create my character last and see what's missing from the group. So I will quite often let everybody else put their character together and then go, okay, what's the group missing? And then try and fill that niche. But not fill that niche in a min-maxy way, okay, we don't have a social character.
Yeah.
Which is why I often end up playing social characters.
I rarely get to play characters. Coriolis, I was given a character.
Yeah.
Cash was like, we're all Marines. I went Comtech because I thought everyone else is going to be smart guns and rocket launchers, so someone needs to hack the fucking doors. But yeah, I like random character creation systems because it provides me that role-playing challenge of going, oh, okay, I'm a overweight cleric, or whatever, and it's like, okay, how do I play that? But given the choice, generally go for something bit magic-y, or like a rogue type character. The next character I want to play in a fantasy game is a dwarf rogue who's like a master locksmith kind of thing, that like an investigate rather than the bad guy. He's the good guy, but he's a rogue, and he does like lock picking and checking things out and all that kind of stuff.
Not backflipping off a bloody roof. I'm a locksmith, not a ninja.
Yeah. Hey up, lad.
Big nice question there, but I almost want to flip it. So do you have any pet peeves when it comes to tabletop RPG games? Do you have pet peeves as a GM? And what are your pet peeves in tabletop RPG game?
I get really annoyed. Like in a system where you want to roll high, there'll be one mechanic where they'll expect you to roll low, and that really annoys me. Like, you want high numbers on damage, you want to roll high for successes, you want to roll high for this, and then there'll be like a chart where you want to roll
searching a room chart or something
and
weird.
You want to roll low on
You're
it.
You're describing AD&D second edition.
Maybe. And I'm just like, why flip? Because your brain is all like, big number's good. Oh no, I want a small number kind of thing. That's my like
looking at you
pet
here,
peeve.
Matt.
They have that in Star Wars, the FFG Star Wars. It's all their own dice system, and then criticals are a percentile.
That's right. Yeah, that's
and
true.
I said in the show when we did Fractured Empires, like, I hate that this is a percentile. And like, why do you not like percentile? No. It's just incongruous with everything else. You know, they could figure it out. You roll the dice, roll these 3 dice, and here's the symbol combinations, and there's your thing. Embrace your own dice system or not. You know, I agree. Like a unified system. It's all going up. It's all going down. It's all percentages. The problem with the old games is they just didn't know what they were doing. They were like cobbling everything together and going, look, we've got all these dice we could use. Why don't we use all of these dice? Look, we've got percentile. Let's use some for percentile. We've got lots of people have 6-siders, right? Let's have a 1 in 6 chance of finding secret doors. But you still want to roll a d20 to get really high to hit someone. But also, when you roll your proficiency, you want to roll under your strength stat. And it's like,
that is indices.
Yeah.
Just put a bloody index in your book and have one that works. How hard
Pathfinder 2 book has got a fucking
I mean, there are a few that stand out. Year 0 books, fantastic indices. Pathfinder books, fantastic indices. White Wolf 2nd edition, see page XX. Which they finally released after about 12 years. They released page XX. It was at the back of the Malkavian clan book. It was from Werewolf.
How about you, Matt? Any
where there's like fractured systems, like for example, that's what's kept me from getting a Lancer at the table. When you're out of your mechs, it's very simplified. It's like, I don't know, it's like Fate or Powered by the Apocalypse sort of system when you're out of your mechs. And then I got to the section where like mech combat comes into play and it's like crunch. And I've got nothing against crunch, but when you take 2 very different systems and try to mash them into one game, it's tough as the GM and it's tough for the players trying to learn that game as well and to make it cohesive. So give me something that works similar to itself when you move into a spaceship or you move into a mech or you move into something, you change the type of game. I'd love to eventually get a Lancer at the table though.
Yeah. And so the other half of your question was like pet peeves as a GM. I don't
happened? When it gets to someone's turn, what just happened? What just
happened?
Or they don't. Okay, so I haven't thought what I'm going to do on my turn yet. So
I get this a lot in 5e. That's a big 5e thing, I think.
Yes.
Like
5e for me, that happened a lot
in combat in 5e.
20 minutes to think of your action.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So what? Where was that other one? Well, they were killed 3 turns ago, and I said, just and then it always boils down to Eldritch Blast. All right, then Eldritch Blast. Yeah, that. Or can I borrow your dice? No, you should have brought your own. I hate that. That's a good thing about online. You just click, you get more. Yeah. But some stuff like that where I get it. I get some systems have really long combats and it's exhausting and you're trying to keep up with a lot of different things. But at least have an idea. At least have an idea when it comes round to you.
At least that's a neutral thing. My real pet peeve when it comes to actually GMing is the game breaker. I'm going to make a meme-based reference that will take us out of the moment. I've got no problem with people having jokes, having a laugh, having fun, but it's when you snap out of the moment for a sec and you're like, oh, we were doing so well. The plot was just trolling along merrily, and then boom, suddenly Baywatch.
So what?
I think one of the challenges that game masters can often have is that players will think that whatever they try will succeed. And so for example, like trying to arrest player characters or put them in prison is something that generally won't happen because they will resist and there will be combat. It will never be a case that they might trust in the story or think that there's part of the plot or there's going to be something happening that you might get imprisoned and then things might go from there. Obviously they don't know, so they, and no one wants to really get imprisoned, but you get sometimes it's like you're surrounded by 50 people. I'm gonna go for it anyway. It's like I'm gonna have to kill you, and then you're gonna get annoyed with me.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. But hey, there's some people want to every moment to be awesome, and that's great. We should try and be as much fun as possible, and everything should be cool. But when I try and have a little bit of realism in my games, where it's like if you go up against like 5 guys, you're going to get your ass handed to you. It doesn't even matter if you're, it's like superheroes and stuff. So it's kind of I think that kind of expectation on the player's side sometimes to be like, well, I'm going to do this crazy ridiculous thing, and if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be really fucking annoyed with you because you're denying me.
Game difference
because it's yes and it's yes and it's like, no, it's yes but
there is a game difference in that. So in 5e, for example, you are a hero. Your character is a heroic, cut above most things, and so you can expect a little bit more of a protagonist feel.
No, sure. Like and you scale it up and down based on if we're playing Age of Sigmar, like when we played Age of Sigmar, your character Ben was jumping through the air, calling down lightning bolts, and like we were smashing the place up, and it was just like full on
Age of Sigmar.
Yeah, exactly. And that level of real, I suppose it's like internal consistency. It's like, what is that bar? Where's the realism bar for any setting that you're in?
That's kind of what I meant by the meme thing as well.
Yeah.
It's the breaking the realism bar. You calibrate it carefully to where you want it to be. And if someone's there and you're there, you've got that much disparity between your levels of expectation.
Yeah, I think, and I think sometimes when I've had that problem, I probably haven't said at the beginning things like, hey guys, this isn't World of Warcraft. Every encounter you come across isn't finely balanced with your level, and some games are like that, where it's like, you're this much, we're going to give you this much. It's like, it might be a bit more, it might be a bit less. Bear that in mind. There is, it's not like, oh, now we're going to the level 5 area, that I don't like that kind of element of some games. But, yeah.
As a player, I get really annoyed when people are too precious about their imaginary game money. like I've played Waterdeep Dragon Heist, and folks are like, oh, should we spend 12 gold on a barrel of beer for our imaginary pub? And should we now do imaginary business running? It's like, no, let's go down the dungeon and stab someone in the face. No, let's
D&D's not Traveller.
Yeah, let's imaginary haggle with an imaginary thing. No, I did this for a job. Playing D&D. I get, like, as a player, that's my thing. Like,
I must admit, I had that come up in a game where one of the players was obsessed with tracking every single coin and trying to haggle with everyone at every point. So it had become almost an in-game meme that whenever he tried to talk to someone, they weren't selling the thing that he wanted, or they were going to ask a ridiculous sum for it to see if he'd pay it, which culminated in a farm on a sort of Caribbean island setting where he was trying to buy wheat for the village they were trying to set up. And I just wanted them to go into the jungle and fight dinosaurs. But he was trying to buy wheat for a potential village that they might be trying to set up. So he was haggling with this farmer and getting really bolshy. And 2 of the others had snuck off around the farm, one to steal the wheat, one to burn the farm down, because this guy was refusing to sell wheat to one of the others. He was a coconut farmer. That's why he was refusing to sell wheat. He didn't have any.
But and if the game is about that kind of thing, then that's fine. But if it's not, and the player's not getting the gist of it, then you should, maybe have a side conversation and say, hey, it's not about the wheat. They haven't got any wheat. Move on from the wheat. You can do that. It's different when you're doing a streamed live.
Go and punch dinosaurs.
Live game where you're like.
I mean, that's just me as a player. I will immediately become the
look,
player
cool.
that's like, we're talking to this person for too long, I stab them in the knee. Like, I'll become that player. Like,
now they can't be an adventurer.
So you're the murder tourist.
I am the murder. When we get into the haggling over imaginary beer with imaginary money, and I've only got 7 silver. Look, my character sheet says I've got 12 gold. Do you want it? Are we done? Like, that's me as a pet player, which probably makes me a bad player in some situations, but also, like, yeah, that's my pet peeve as a player, haggling over pennies.
That's why I either play rich characters or poor characters, because rich characters don't care about money because they've got so much, and poor characters don't care about money because they haven't got any. So you never have to face those problems.
He's part of why I enjoy.
Here's some money, go for it.
WFRP.
It's also why I like systems like Spire, where your money is abstracted and you roll it. It's not a fixed amount that you've got. You have a stat called silver, and if it's something expensive, you roll against silver, and if you fail, you lose some money.
Yeah, and that's cool. They've abstracted money, and there's some really good ways of doing that in different games.
Cthulhu does it well, where you have the credit rating and you have an allowable spending limit a day.
Yeah. I mean, they still have things like $500 a day, so you could if in that one, it's kind of a kind of mix of the two, isn't it? It's like it represents I'm very wealthy, so I've probably got a big house somewhere and all that kind of stuff. But I also have I have a number that I can use on the day of an adventure, so there's still a bit for everybody. Some people want to count gold coins.
There's the nihiest.
Some people don't ever want to, and that's fine.
Don't punch the dinosaurs, pet them.
Oh,
well, yes. They might bite you, so depends on the dinosaur, doesn't it?
Does.
My pet peeve as a player is and this happened more when I was a teenager than anything else, and more when I played. It's that long ago. Is when there's another player who's taking a piss by saying, "Can I do all this stuff that they shouldn't be able to do? But hey, I'm gonna try." And the GM just says, "Yeah," but they inadvertently tread on other players' thing.
Yes.
And it's like the limelight stealer who's like, "Oh, I suddenly want to try this thing," and it's like, "Hey, mate, they were going to do that. We've been waiting to do that thing.
That's their thing.
That's their thing. Don't be the dick who wants to do everything. Do your thing. You did that really well. You killed the guy with the katana. Well done. Yeah. Now let them do their thing." I saw that a lot in early games, and it's like, come on. Everyone gets their go. Everyone gets their go. That's and sometimes I get carried away and I get very excited about games, but I do want to try and then step back and let other people get their limelight and that kind of thing. I think it's a collaborative experience. We have to be mindful of other people.
A positive one to finish up on. Then we need something bright and future-y and drive to the future.
I gotta get one here soon. Yeah, I heard the family come back upstairs.
Okay.
I could see that Matt was getting a little bit antsy, which implied that there was feet stomping, and I know Millie's got to get up and go to work at the stupid o'clock. So let's have a really proactive, positive wrap-up question that I haven't looked for.
Oh, okay, right. Like that.
That's a good one, but not.
This is my idle animation.
Oh, here we go. If money was no object, where would you like to expand Garblag games? Published games, adventures, a website, reviews, comic adaptations of your games.
All of the above.
Yeah. I think I would just like, if like money was no object, then I would just like the time to actually make sure we tell people what we're doing. Because that's the thing, sometimes we're making loads of content, we're doing lots of games, we're creating lots of stuff, podcasts, YouTube, Twitch, Discord, and that kind of stuff. And because we're so busy, we're doing all the cool stuff, and then we're on the Discord, and then obviously we've all got day jobs, and there's all families around. Aside from yourself, Ben, who is a human of leisure.
Human.
an elder being of leisure.
There you go.
Aside from that, we always we're too busy doing, and we never get around to being like, hey, remember that we did this, and it's only like there was a tweet. Somebody was like, hey, can you recommend any actual play podcasts for this? And I was like, we've done some of that, and we've done some of that, and then we've had a go at this as well. We've done a couple of ones, and it's like, oh, so if money was no object, I would take that money and use the time it provides to make sure everybody knew about what we do here together as Garblag is what.
Yeah. And I would pay everyone lots of money to do this full time, and we'd have a North America center and a UK center, UK/EU. So we're not in there anymore, but we still love them. And we'd have stores, we'd have Saturday morning cartoons, as someone's put in the chat. We'd have Kickstarters, games, board games, all kinds of. There would be so much stuff I think we could do if money was no object. There would be. It would be awesome. It would be fantastic.
I think for me, if money were no object, step one would be publishing house.
That'd be cool.
Garblag Games as a publishing house, and then releasing big old hardcover produced books of our stuff, and not having to worry about finding the time to snatch an hour here and there to scribble down some notes, but to actually be able to develop these ideas properly, get some decent mentoring, get some decent support, have artists that we could give bucket loads of money to fill up our stuff with books. Musicola Street Crew. No.
For me, echo a lot of what's already been said. Just being able to do this as a full-time job, having a studio to do this in, not just an office in my basement, where we can have multiple setups, one's for board games, one's for role-playing games, do all kinds of crazy fun things then that we cannot do now because of time, money.
I love the way Matt's upset about the fact that he has to work out of his basement office, and I am literally in the cupboard under the stairs.
I'm in a shed.
I'm at the end of my dinner table. Yeah. Well, different.
We make it work, though, don't we? We make it work.
It do, yeah. Like,
and houses are very different in North America. So.
They are.
Yes.
They are. I think. Yeah. I'm just gonna ramble. I saw like something that would be a really good last question. It was from Norm on the Discord, and they asked, "Is it still fun?"
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we wouldn't do it if it wasn't.
Absolutely.
I mean, for the amount of work that goes into it and the amount of prep time, however much we might joke about zero prep games and stuff, as a hobby, this does take a lot of time. You sink hours into reading books, into coming up with ideas. You lay awake at night with the ideas going, oh, psychic space octopus.
That's just you, Ben.
It could be.
That's just you.
Could.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely is still fun, I think.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
I think if it wasn't, you'd have to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I think before all four of us were full Garblags, I was starting to get a little bit like, this is a lot. There was a lot of like editing, putting up, socials, this, that, all the stuff. And now that there's four of us, it's like even more fun now, because it's like, oh, okay, can you do that? I'll do this. You do that. I'll do this. It's good. We kind of share, bounce ideas off each other, which kind of fuels me even more, and it's really cool. And Millie's like, no, don't do it like that, Pete, do it like this.
Someone has to be the voice of reason.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, hey, we're gonna do this crazy thing. Yeah. And there is a crazy thing that I've been thinking about and talking to the guys about, but we're not going to talk about it just yet. But there is a crazy thing.
Yeah. But it's definitely still fun. And I will not lie, there are times where I'm like, I don't want to set up a laptop and a TV screen and extra lights and that kind of stuff. And then you'll see like the new person turns up in the Discord and goes like, oh, I watched you the other day. That was just
that's amazing.
Or I was listening to the podcast, or I saw you talk about, and you're just like, no, that's fun because somebody else is getting fun, and it's then introduce them to more fun, and then that's when you go, all right, yeah, no, I'll set the TV screen up, and I'll get the extra camera out, and I'll do that kind of stuff, and yeah, it's still fun. Is that the end of our fun for tonight?
Yeah,
the first of many.
Yes, absolutely. We're doing more.
And there are big plans and lots of stuff in the future. I've got little post-it notes stuck on my desktop with a list of games that I want to run in the future. We've brainstormed ideas together about who's going to do what, and where it's going to happen, and if it's going to happen. And so there is plenty and plenty of things in the wings, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, in your wings. Yeah. Cool. Excellent. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you to everyone in chat for giving us some extra questions, and everyone who put those on our Discord to help us out ahead of time. Although we went with the Pete plan and did 0 prep.
In true YouTube e-girl fashion, like, hey, YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe.
That's the one. Check us out on YouTube as well. And if you're watching this back on YouTube, come and check us out on Twitch. Join us on the Discord. Check out our Patreon. There's going to be some cool stuff coming very soon. Some new stuff. We're going to change it about a bit, and there's going to be some new stuff. And obviously, all of our wonderful adventures throughout the week, 5 nights a week in UK and North America friendly times. And we'll be back next week for more wonderful adventures with Coriolis Prep on Monday, Dodeca and Masks of Nyarlathotep on Tuesday, Once Upon a Time in the Old World Woofrup on Wednesday,
Yes.
Pathfinder 2 Ondrum the World Mountain on Thursday, and then Bren Space Traveler on Friday. So it's a full fucking week, and it's going to be awesome. See you on Garblags Games. Thank you very much, everybody, and stay safe.